Yeah.
That's a good one.
That's
okay, so game number one underway. NGX, they desperately need a win. If they lose this, even if it's like 1-1, they're still going to be in quite a bit of trouble, but they are on the relative cusp to making it. But they're going to have to start racking up the wins. And
so
it's not
based on what Liquid were...
Boxy
we'll have to tether away.
Yeah.
So based on what Liquid were able to accomplish with this kind of strategy yesterday, when they absolutely ran over Game 2, I'm worried for Nigma about these lanes. Like, you have to not lose like control too early. There's a real possibility here that Liquid just run over you in the lanes and take full map control very early. So I think one of my players to watch here is probably going to be GH on the Mirana. I think gaining information, maybe finding some kills with his Tiny, finding some kills with the Beastmaster, and just slowing things down would be really crucial. And of course, goes without saying, Sumail on the Tiny has to be involved. He has some really good targets this game. The enemy team has very frail heroes. Enchantress dies in a combo, Io dies in a combo. Even Monkey King as a carry has pretty bad base stats, so he's also killable for the Tiny. So, but yeah. Let's see how Liquid plays their lanes. They get 3 roots.
bounties.
And they will play the Ench in the safe lane this time. Play Io with the Tusk down bot. Obviously, tag team plus overcharge, really powerful. So either constellation of supports plus offlane or safe lane will be very good here.
Yeah, we'll see if this safe lane for NGX can actually survive. Drow AA not super... I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, though. The reason they picked AA is because of Aya, but you just don't think that it's even a good counter.
I don't think it counters the way Box is going to be playing this game. Like, they're not playing a strong frontliner that's going to be sustained and just heal through everything, right? They're playing way more skirmishy. It's going to be about moving around the map. It's going to be around catching heroes. And sure, Ice Blast is going to do something. It's definitely not going to be useless, but it's not... Like, considering what the drawbacks of AA are, I don't know if it's going to feel worth it. But maybe if they find 1 or 2 teamfights where the Ice Blast is key for finding a kill on a core, it could definitely help. Top lane's already a big problem here for Nigma. Insania gets to do whatever he wants.
But there's a huge wave here, so
yep.
Mind Control's going to get some, I would think, some good farm, unless they get some hardcore denies here. But they do get 1 range creep deny. And Insania, I mean, Enchantress got to be one of the most annoying supports to play against in lane. Especially when you can just take over the board, which I assume Mind Control will just not be going for that spell at all.
Yeah,
he's how they
not
play this.
To.
Always feels bad because boards are quite helpful. Bottom lane,
catch Kuro.
Action. Kuro stuck inside the ice shards. Looks like he's just dead. The tag team overcharge, like you're talking about. Very powerful indeed. And Boxy, he did take heavy damage, but he's got a salve, he's got a tango, he's got a fairy fire, and he's Io, so...
I think Miracle should skill Gust in this lane on level 3, and it's not something we see Drows do all that often, but Kuro is gonna need protection. Every time this AA gets caught in ice shards, he dies if they don't have Gust. Miracle can never help.
Oh, Mind Control dies top lane.
GH killed his courier, but leaves his friend alone, and Liquid just take advantage of that immediately. Keep the pressure on.
And Boxy still pretty damn low in that bottom lane. GH was taking a lot of damage top as well, so the only lane that hasn't been too much action is Sumail versus Nisha mid, where Sumail sitting on 9 and 5 CS versus Nisha's 10 and 1, so pretty damn even so far. And very rune-dependent matchup, I feel like, if there's no ganks to come, because both heroes can absolutely crush a side lane if they get the right rune.
Yep, for sure. And looking at the trajectory of this game, already Liquid with big side lane leads means probably Sumail will have to do some lifting later on, unless they can somehow equalize this, but that's the problem for Liquid, or rather for Nigma, is that their lanes are not self-sufficient.
Oh,
it's
Sumail tosses
unlikely
back
that
Nisha to the tower, and I just interrupted Cinderin for no reason, which is my favorite pastime.
Thank you.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I love it. Good damage from Nisha here again. Yeah, so the problem for Enigma side lanes is that they're not self-sufficient. They're going to need help. AA Drow are not going to be able to balance out this lane with some levels or whatever. They're gonna maybe be able to stay alive, but not find that much farm, and the top lane is just inherently monkey edge favored, so yep, Sumail will have to move. And the power runes, as you said, will be very, very important for his ability to do so.
Mel takes a bounty rune in the meantime, and we're getting a water rune on top of that. And there hasn't really been much rotation from the supports yet. Mainly because from Liquid side, they've just been owning it up, it feels like. Of course, it's not a drastic lead by any means, but...
Really good damage here mid from Sumail using the glyph.
Looks like Mind Control is going to die in the top lane. Mid lane in the meantime, Nisha and Sumail heading off. Big damage between the two of them, but neither can find a kill. Denied. So that offlane for NGX looks like a disaster. Of course, it is a Monkey King versus like, literally any melee is going to be rough most of the time. Especially
Mirana just doesn't help here.
A Miracle looks to be dead as well. Great blocks from Boxy. And Zai again putting the tag team to excellent work. So 2 side lanes, complete control for Liquid. Their only saving grace is that Sumail is not getting Mega Crush. He is losing this lane, and oh, this would be really bad. He gets off the Avalanche. Toss is available as well. Free toss. Nisha forces out the Fairy Fire from Sumail. Another right click, not going to be enough. And Sumail will likely just have to go back to base. He misses a couple creeps in XP, but...
And Nisha still has his own bounty rune to claim here. It's been sitting around there for 2 minutes, ready to grab, so he doesn't need to reset fully himself.
Stupendous.
Yeah, this is the makings of what I was worried about for Nigma with their draft. These early lanes are not going in their favor, all 3 losing. Sumail, this is probably one of his roughest early laning stages that we've seen, and now Mind Control will die again.
He is definitely dead. Insania going to be saved by Mickey's Boundless Strike. And Miracle dies again. Oh boy. This is very bad. I feel like this is a game that Sumail, he just needs to get this power, which is about to spawn now. Nisha. Like Sumail will get better. Wait. Yeah, it's a haste. Avatos though, but the save from Boxy. Enough HP regen, and Sumail is going to die. All 3 lanes lost for NGX.
Just perfect from Boxy to be there, right? They recognize that this is a possibility, that Tiny could fight Nisha for the rune and he might be able to kill him. So they have that little bit of extra assistance from Boxy just for the safety, and yep, they get the rune.
Burrow's dead.
Yeah, probably. They just need to see him.
There he is. Electric Vortex. Zai wants to get in on this. Nope, he's giving the XP up. I would never do that. That's a true professional.
You would never be in this game.
Well, I technically am because I'm casting it in the server, so technically you're wrong, Cinderin. How do you feel about that?
Well, that's a good point.
I know. That's why I said it. Only good points today. Oh, Sumail.
All right, well, since you're in this game, what should Nigma do?
Continue to play and do your best. Efforts
half the battle. That's very motivational. Thank you, Sunsven TV. Any
what can you do?
Suggestions?
You're playing arguably the best team in the world. You're down 8-0. You lost all 3 lanes. I mean, it's too early, Cinderin.
What do you think the win probability is?
It's probably 80-20.
It's 58-42.
What?
I couldn't believe it either.
Hell?
I feel like I've seen this kind of game before, and I would not say it's 60-40, but, you know.
Hiroki in
Gaben
the
has
bot lane.
hope for Nigma.
Yeah, Gaben is pretty accurate, so give me a little more faith in NGX, but they are down 0-9. And, I mean, just a 4K lead at the 8-minute mark is absurdly high, so.
Up to 5?
Yes, even more. That's absurdly double. GH gets gone on. He is Dunzo. Make it 10. Double-digit lead by Team Liquid. Now doesn't have his phase boost yet. Yeah, the IO relocate 4 members of Liquid on top of Miracle. And they're going to get a tier 1 tower. Wow. This is an outclass. Do you think this is mostly just draft related, or?
Yes.
Well, Sumail getting gone on now. 3 members of Liquid. They're just all over the place. The supports from NGX, not able to do a whole lot because they're
I
AA
think-
and Mirana.
So Liquid are also outplaying them. It's not just the draft, but you make it look easy when the lanes inherently are this good for you with these types of supports. Like, it's IO and Ench. They're lane dominant supports with the right pairings, and they have the right pairings, and they have the right matchups. Like, both side lanes are just inherently, just from a theory standpoint, very Liquid favored. So if they're on top of that also the better team, it makes for experiences like this. Good access there from MC. They might finally find their first kill. They roar Mickey out now.
Yeah,
Nigma.
a bit of trouble, but here comes the tough snowball.
Snowball
Avatar, pretty
save.
decent damage, but a lot of it
my
mitigated
God.
thanks to the snowball, and mind control is dead. Mickey lives. Still
Sumail
flawless
didn't get
from
the
Liquid.
Ava toss. He tossed the boar, and the snowball gets in the Monkey King.
And that
And in the
gives-
meantime, their mid lane's on fire.
Yeah. Well, good news, Miracle did just hit level 5.
Yep, good news.
He was level 4, so that's the good news.
Yeah,
He did
it's,
level up. It's one of those games that feels like GH.
Nice
oh,
shards from Zai. They're predicting
yeah,
the lead.
They have the vision. Mickey gets the 14th kill for Liquid.
There goes the mid tower.
Goodness. I mean, you... what regions did you cover? I didn't watch any of your casting, of course. I made sure to...
EU, NA, and
Avoid it.
China.
But how did Nigma... I know that they were using Amar, but how did they look? I know that they, you know, ended up dropping out or whatever, but...
Pretty hit or miss. They had certain games where their early game, especially, and their mid game was really, really good. This is not one of them.
Well, Avatos, AA Blast, that's enough.
All right.
First kill of the game for NGX, and it's
on the
biggest
board.
one. Nisha, actually, I say it's the biggest one, but he's actually the third most farmed on his team, surprisingly.
Yeah.
And they're waiting around.
I get a
little
secondary
bit
one here.
time on the
Boxy
gut.
with the reload. Instantly stopped by Sumail.
Yep.
Okay.
All right, they'll take it.
There's that
is-
40%, Shannon.
Yeah, that
Hey.
is, Gavin's never wrong. Until he
Miracle
is.
closing in on level 6 now. 11 minutes in. That's not great for your carry. The enemy carry is 9.5.
Yeah, did they
some ground
give
to
the
cover.
tome to anybody?
Miracle
would
actually has
he-
lower net worth than the enemy Wisp, I just realized.
Oh dear. Oh, they might get another
Kind of
support
rough
kill.
times.
Arrow connects with the Avatos to follow, so Insania is dead.
All right,
Cost
another
them
one.
Kuroki across the map. But that's just going to happen.
all right, so this goes to show, right? This goes to show what Nigma's lineup can do, but the problem is just how much they lost in the first 10 minutes, right? Because their pairings are there. Tiny Mirana, Beastmaster Mirana, anything with Ice Blast, any of their stuns, you know, they can make plays, and they are at this point. They're finding some kills here and there. But the amount of ground they need to cover to get back in this game is just so insanely steep based on how weak their lanes were. And
All right,
playing Dota like this is very, very hard, but they're going to give it their darndest, of course.
their darndest.
So Male
sure.
going phase boots, so will be a late dagger.
Miracle hugging the wall on the bottom of the tier 2. Do you think the 420 or the 322 will be more...
Oh, I don't know which one is more likely. Probably the
Likely.
420, because I think Tiny will find a kill. Maybe even now. Monkey King?
Yeah.
See him. They have Ice Blast.
He has Echo Saber and Orbital Corrosion. AA Blast is there as well.
Yeah, he's dead.
And they have the urn.
Big kill.
4th kill for NGX. Okay.
Come to GH.
Signs of life now.
Yeah, GH close to a vessel now. Could be... I mean, they have double anti-healing against the IO at that point, but again, I don't know how much Liquid are going to even be relying on that in their strategy here.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
When's the last time you
Just
saw
against,
Tusk go this build?
Dire's
What
top
build?
tower
Vanguard?
Arcane Boots Vanguard.
Arcane Boots. Yeah, that is odd. I mean, it's just because he had an IO in his lane?
He is just super tanky and annoying.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
It's an interesting way to play Tusk. It's
I mean, will he take
basically
it apart for
recognizing that he
something?
probably doesn't need to deal much damage.
Dire's top tower is
I'm going to say he's going to, if the game goes long enough, he buys a heart with that. And then a Lotus Orb or something.
Radiant's
Yeah.
bottom tower is under
Lotus
attack.
could definitely be interesting. I don't know. What if he just goes Blink Abyssal?
Yeah, that could also be.
That's not very good, but he might.
Top tower is under attack.
They need more
Towers to the
stuns.
creep wave. Tough
Tier
times for
2
Liquid.
tower. They'll get the outpost.
Radiant's middle tower
Their
is
tier
under
2's
attack.
taking
Nisha
a
finds
bit of
Miracle
damage.
mid. Gust miss. He's dead.
Oh, yeah. That's an easy one for Nisha. TP's not even bothering.
Radiant's
Nisha
bottom
is out of
tower
mana
is
here.
under attack.
Gonna
And
refill
Boxy.
into the IO, I guess.
Yep.
Yep.
What a nice thing to have, you know? I remember in Dota 1 when IO was literally not allowed in captain's mode for 5 years.
Yep.
Very strong hero.
It was a better time.
Every year at TI, this hero makes a resurgence. Every single year. Even when he's not picked during the DPC.
Sumail and GH in
As
position
Liquid, they're
here. They might
smoked up,
find a
yeah,
kill on Insania,
Sumail.
but at what cost?
Have it tossed, but he already gets off the heel. But there's the AA blast to counter.
Nice.
But the
Snowball
tough snowball dodges a majority of the damage. Sumail is dead. They'll just finish him off as Kuroki looks to be next on the list. Only 2 more kills to go.
Nisha has the regen rune for the full 420 experience here. And just blaze
Okay.
it through the map and get those 2 kills.
Yeah.
Looking at Miracle right now. Mickey
He's
sees
looking.
him. They know he's,
He's
there.
looking.
I think Miracle is dead. Do you want to count down? 3, 2, 1.
Boom. Wow, that was perfect. Almost like you're an analyst.
Yeah,
I mean,
sometimes I'm right.
Based on how you've been going, I figured that Nigma would actually have just won there.
Just win
Won
the game.
Yeah, suddenly win the game.
No,
Uh-oh,
Insania, the
Insania.
memes.
Yeah,
The
it looks
memes,
like it's
dude,
not
you
going to
can't
be.
do
And they
that.
even use Roar because they're just so frustrated. So 5
They
to
just
90.
really hate memes. Look how close it was.
Oh, it was so close.
3 seconds off. Unlucky.
Tania, if we interview you again, that is going to... Just remember this question, Cinderin.
What question?
Why did he have to die?
Oh, remember when you died at 419? Why did you die? Sounds like a great question.
Yeah, well, what else can you ask about this game, you know? This one is very forgettable. I'm sure NGX are going to try to
I
go
find
back
it
to the
quite
drawing board.
memorable, actually.
Do you? We've had a lot of
Yeah.
stomps today, though.
Yeah, it's mainly about the way that Nigma have drafted in this game. I find exploitable. Let's put it that way. And Liquid will take advantage of that any day of the week. Coruscant again. Got the rune though, at least, so no arcane for the storm. Nisha with Falcon Blade Kaya Sanj, minute 15. And Miracle, alright, gets the gust off.
Trying to get the punch off, and he'll get help from his team. So that's another kill on a Miracle, and likely to turn this into a tier 2 as well.
Reload top, but they don't find the pick, so Mel TP'd out.
Top tower is under attack.
I mean, one thing Liquid don't have going for them is their Roche taking is not... I mean, it's okay with Enchantress, but they don't have the greatest damage for it. The Monkey King is able to get Deso, which actually does look like it's next on his list. But you do have the best Aegis
Radiant's
carrier in
bottom
the
tower
game,
is under attack.
Yep.
so there's also that.
The big problem here for Nigma is that getting out on the map is extremely terrifying. They don't know where the vision is. There's a Monkey King with a BKB that could be sitting in any tree that you get to, and you know how far behind you are. Like, they're no stranger to what's going on in this game. They can feel it, and they're gonna go for a team smoke here. I like it. I feel like you have to just take risks here. You have to go for something. If you sit back and you farm, you're gonna get jumped and killed all over the map. So instead, they're trying to take matters into their own hands and find some sort of opening. And we'll smoke up through the dire jungle here, and we'll, in all likelihood, find a little deer.
Maybe not.
Crossing into the mids.
Yeah, they're redirecting a bit, using the Moonlight Shadow and Smoke, but they're kind of far away from everyone at this point.
Under attack.
And while that was happening, the Tier 1 tower was taken out by Insania's Creep, the Dark Troll Summoner. All those little skelly boys. D-ward action here for Nisha and Boxy. And looks like nothing came of that smoke from NGX, so...
Yeah.
You get the
Liquid
DD,
were
though.
Well placed, and they will make a smoke move of their own now. Mage Slayer completed now on Mickey, and Zaya with the dagger drums can make for a very swift initiation here. They just need to see something, and they can go. Anything would do. Mickey in the trees, trying to get information. If he jumps again, he'll find them here. Alright.
Yep, Sumail with the Avatars. A blast. They're going to delete Insania. They do indeed, but now it's going to cost them the Tony, the Marana, the Drow. 3 dead. Very swiftly.
With the tip. Thank you. Thank you for being a bait.
And into the roach pit they go.
All right, so 6-4-4 is still possible. Albeit unlikely. We need to get 19 kills in a row, but I've seen crazier things happen over many years of this game. There's one of them likely. Nisha.
Yeah,
Miracle not getting the gust off. He might actually be fine though.
It's only a half
She
HP.
reloads. That's gonna be too slow.
Yo!
Narrowly getting out. A true miracle escape.
What a god. Zai able to defend the bot lane from mind controls. It's only a Helm of the Dom, so he's still not quite done with the Helm of the Overlord. Only 150 away though. And now looks like they want to try to get this kill. Blink Dagger obviously there for Sumail. Zai. Not spotted quite yet. Now we'll be seen. They're going to try to get this kill. Let's see if they get it. So Ava, toss, but arrow connected. Okay, very nice.
Very, very cleanly executed kill there. And they get the tower, so good stuff there from Nigma. I think they got about 2,000 gold for that move. It's a step in the right direction. Nisha will have to hit back to base. At the end of the day, there's still a huge Monkey King progressing.
Aegis. Looks like Miracle's actually fine. He's getting close to finishing the 4-staff component of the Hurricane Pike. And Deso is actually pretty close from Mickey. And maybe that's what they're waiting for with this Aegis. Actually, the fact that he has the Aegis is a little bit surprising. Nisha gets another pick off on the other side of the map. Why would they give it to the Monkey King? Does that mean they just want to actually hit some buildings?
Might be for sieging reasons, yeah. So Mel, look it out, they don't have punch.
Sumail takes the tome.
Dragon.
Now I know who's been taking all the tomes for them. It's level 12. Going for an early Aghanim Scepter. Very interesting. Not an item you see until you get some damage, like an Echo Saber Daedalus or whatever. What's the plan here? Because he's also the one initiating.
I mean, they have damage problems, right? I think he has to get big tree volleys off. There's not. If he goes for something like Echo Saber, when he gets it, they're going to be high grounded, right? So with this, they stand a chance of getting some sort of wombo combo team fight with.
Kuro's dead.
Burst, yep. Does seem like it indeed. Zai will dodge the arrow with the snowball. And now GH is next.
GH. Nisha's
One
coming
leap,
for you.
2 leap.
He's out of leaps.
0 leap.
Take me.
Nice kill steal, Mickey. Good job. Gets the
At
Deso
Deso,
charges,
I need my
so
charges.
worth it.
Yeah, for sure. I have a prediction for the next patch.
Okay.
It's not a very interesting one.
Okay.
Maybe
As
it is,
expected.
depending on how they implement it. I predict that there will be more items like Deso, where they have charges.
Oh, scaling items.
Yeah, just scaling charges items.
Do you have a suggestion for one?
No.
Do you want like a spellcasting counterpart, maybe one that scales with?
Spell amp increase
Spell
or
amp.
something?
I mean, this
Yeah.
kind of what old Bloodstone kind of was the caster version in a way, right?
Deso has a limit, and I think that's important to have. Like, the Bloodstone would not have a limit. It was absurd, right?
Yeah, I mean, you could just make Bloodstone have a limit, though.
Yeah.
I think it had a limit at one point, didn't it? Didn't it have a cap at 20 at some point? And then
Maybe. I don't
I
really
think so.
remember
I'm
that
pretty
one.
sure it did.
NGX, they get their own outpost temporarily. They
Kuro.
zip on in. Big Burrow.
Radiant's middle
Okay.
tower is under attack.
Burrow.
You can't see me.
Still invis. Yeah, they don't have dust.
None
they
of the
don't
cores
got-
with detection.
I think he's going to get out just fine, but they're going to get outpost control again. Do force them back, though, so this gives some space for Miracle to farm up the top lane. Mickey 30 seconds on Aegis, so
Under attack.
I was expecting them to go a little bit faster than this, but they get the tier 2 mid, so only one tier 2 remains in the top lane.
Radiant's middle tower.
Now with the Aegis gone, soon, as Nisha
Miracle
will
died.
end up dying, actually. Or, sorry, yeah, Miracle.
Yep. Relocated the storm. Got it done. Now Kuro.
Yep, they finally get him. It took a while. That was about a 40, more than that. It was like a full minute, him running around.
Sumail gets hit by spirits and he's dead.
Uh-oh.
Spaghetti
The avalanche, but electric vortex is there, and that is very unfortunate.
Dire's
He's 1,000. He doesn't really lose any gold. I guess that's the silver lining. Still one component away from finishing the Ags is GH on the cliff and dead
Dire's top tower is under
eventually. Mickey now working on a Scotty. They're really just farming it up, huh?
Yeah, what can you say, partner?
This game is a Gaben shellacking. It's maybe a top hack, in fact.
I do think we have a. I mean, can it really be a Gaben shellacking if he gave Radiant 40%?
Well, what is it now?
8?
Yeah, what's changed though?
I'm still
it's been the
baffled
same.
that it's
the whole
8.
time.
Like usually when a team has about 1,000 net worth lead minute 25, we're talking 99 to 1. So
Yeah.
I guess it's still holding on for a huge, like, good teamfight combo with all these stuns and ice blast kind of kills, but Liquid aren't giving it to them.
Relocate, Miracle, dead again.
Yeah. Tried to farm. That was a mistake.
How dare he try and farm?
Yeah. Now Insania
Oh.
gonna walk in. They
Another
found
zip
Sumail
in,
again.
Nisha. Sumail.
Found the
does
detection
have
once again.
Invis.
He'll live.
Yeah, trying to guesswork this a bit.
Oh.
They find him, and he dies. Barely. Did he die in... No, he didn't die.
How'd he
in time.
find him?
Well, he TP'd, so he became visible.
Was I didn't think the storm was in vision of him when he started TPing. I thought Nisha was in the lane and Sumail was TPing in the jungle, but there was no ward.
I'm not sure. Maybe he guessed. Maybe he's a god.
I mean, at this point, wouldn't be surprised. Zai and Insania are gonna
Dire's
go
top
dragon
tower is
hunting.
under attack.
Side quest complete.
What do they get for their side quest?
250 gold coins.
Oh.
They can go and use that in the shop.
Is that a lot in the games that you play that you're referencing very blatantly?
I guess it's quite a lot in Baldur's Gate, actually. But I just started playing that.
Oh.
It's about as many gold coins as my characters have right now.
It must be really good. GH initiated on. Kuro is in the trees. They get the dust this time, so he will die.
I think Kuro will
Kuro.
survive here.
Yep, looks like it. He's very survivable. Gets off the AA blast, but the BKB comes from Nisha. And Sumail looks to be next on his list, although he's out of mana.
Nice
Can't
dust
really
from
pursue any
Miracle.
further.
Might survive.
Nisha.
Okay.
Okay.
Well.
Interesting relocate. That's when you get real cocky.
Alright, there's that 8%.
Ava. Okay. Pops the BKB and yeah, kind of
All right.
wasted as well.
If they could somehow find Mickey here, he's worth 1 billion gold. But
Oh,
he heals
boy.
2,000 by pressing a button, so not happening.
Yeah.
Radiant's middle tower is under
And he
attack.
almost has Scotty, so that's actually almost complete. Seeing a lot of boots of bearing, by the way. So Zai picks that up for himself as well.
Mm-hmm.
Love this item. Very cool. Have a smoke now from
got
NGX.
Smoke
So-
break and blink immediately to the high ground. Which is actually
yeah.
kind of interesting. Okay, they're going to force step him down. I thought he was going to stay there as a ward and they were going to take the fight, actually, but he'll back off.
That would have been pretty cool. So Zai also has Aether Lens. I assume this is Octarine next.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
I don't know if he'll have time to get the Ags, but also quite good on this hero, of course. It's going to be seen here, but I think
Sumail throwing some trees. Arrow's going to whiff.
Sumail's going for the BKB, but
think you just Rocher
Not
as
sure
Liquid,
he'll
right?
find that.
Like, you're not really scared of anything. Ice Blast is the only thing that can mess you up, but you can just keep Monkey King in the pit alone, keep Io outside, and then relocate him if worst comes to worst. You also have Pipe on the Wisp, so... Kill a little piggy here, and into the pit we go. Also killed the Hawk there with the Spirits.
They're not going in the
They're
pit.
not doing it. All right.
They're respecting the AA blast, you know, that's... And the tree volley as well, theoretically. You can get in position.
Dire's top tower is under
But
attack.
we can see on the minimap that NGX are not remotely close, so Liquid will finally take it. And this is where they definitely will hit buildings, but I mean, even in games like this, you still see the Storm Spirit, I feel like, take the Aegis a lot of the time. But, oh, there he goes.
And the
Shard.
Who takes the shard?
Nisha.
Dire's bottom tower is under
Yeah,
attack.
okay. It's the Overload upgrade. More damage.
If he needs any more. He has the point booster. I assume this will be an Ags. Is this game... Oh, actually finished the... Okay,
Dire's
he's so
bottom
far.
tower is under attack.
Holy jeez. Alright, so Electric Vortex is now an AoE. He's got Black Hole, basically. Tier 2 tower, the last remaining, as we said earlier, top. So you'll be pushing this now. Nisha is trying to get a kill on the Miracle. Nice gust, though.
Radiant's
They have
top
sentries.
They're going to
tower
still
is under
pursue,
attack.
and he will still die. The rest of his team off on the other side of the map trying to find
Dire's
anything they can. They get the tier 2 to half HP.
Radiant's top tower
Of course,
is
we'll
under
lose
attack.
their
Top
tier 2 in
tower
turn.
has fallen.
And now Mickey...
Oh, they're reloading
Fully
bot.
loaded.
They want to kill them all. Nice
They do.
arrow.
All right, AA Blast is coming. Nisha is dead. But of course, he will resurrect thanks to that Aegis. Foxy, oh, they're actually going to cancel the PP from Mind Control. A nice Avatar. That's enough to take out the IO. But now the focus is on Sumail, stuck inside the shards. And away he goes. And of course, while this is happening, he gets off a tree volley, but not enough to survive. Mickey still remains in their base, pounding upon the racks.
Actually, sick
will be a full
timing
set.
from Nigma there on that play. They basically executed a perfect counter relocate.
Has fallen.
They just don't have enough, and there was an Aegis. If there wasn't an Aegis there, they actually just cleaned them up and TP back. But obviously, with the Aegis on the Storm, Liquid can freely do that with minimal risk.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
It's one lane of racks, probably the second one to come just shortly. And now it's a 99-1 with a 1k gold per minute and 2 lanes of barracks.
Is the one them
Even
running to
Gabe
Fountain?
Newell is losing faith.
Radiant's middle barracks
Can't blame
has
him.
fallen.
This one is a rough one. That has somehow lasted this long. Actually, it's very surprising. Zai does have Aghanim Scepter, actually. So, Walrus Kick enabled. And here's a smoke from NGX. This might be the last stand. Of
This
course, this
is
is only
a
game
Hail
one.
Mary.
Yeah. They
And-
know that Drow's on the other side here.
If Drow hits a creep, they lose, I think, because then Zai is just going to kick him into his team. So, Miracle has to stay hidden.
On our smoke.
He does. He's only using the
Zai
multi-shot.
looking for an opening. Oh, they're going to show soon.
Zai's going to break.
He breaks. He's going for the... Oh, he gets stunned first, though. But here's the balance strike and the Wukong command. 2 dead from NGX right away. But they're able to get... No, Tusk actually survives for the time being. Thanks to the
game over.
snowball. They've lost 4. GH, the last remaining member of NGX. And...
Bonk.
Not... Oh, my God. The range with the Aether Lens. Absurd. And that is when they call GG. This has been over for 26 minutes.